Pozdrav svima i dobrodošli u novo izdanje emisije Oni vole Srbiju. Naš današnji gost biće fudbaler Ofke, Samuel Ovusu.
Naša taktika je biti bonus dobrodošlice.
Majke mi ne mogu da se odluči.
Ja biram dobrodošlicu, puno voća.
Zato ja biram dnevni cashback.
Samo u Soccerbet-u igraj i uživaj u bonusu koji izabereš. Soccerbet, pravi bonusi na pravom mestu za prave igrače.
Well, Samuel, first of all, thanks so much for being here today with us. Thank you because it's your free day and you make it to come here. So thank you. How are you doing, first of all?
Yeah, first of all, I want to say you're welcome and I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm good, thank you. Happy. It's a nice day and I'm happy because I wanted to hear your story. It's been like 10 years since you came here for the first time, right? So you know very good this country, you know very good this city. But let's go by step. And I would like to bring you a little bit back to Accra, to your hometown, right? When everything started with football. So why did you fall in love with football? How everything started with the sport?
Yeah, all right. Thank you for the question. Yeah, I would say my dad was once a footballer. Yeah, he played for one of the clubs in Ghana.
Wow.
And my uncle from my mother's side was also a footballer. So for me, I feel like I was born into football for like family.
Uh-huh.
So I remember my dad told me, because I was very young, he said like when I was 6, 7 years, he realized like I was just walking around and be kicking like everything I see. So I think that is how everything started. Yeah.
So basically football was in your blood, your heritage. That's cool. So you had the support of your family, I can imagine, because everybody is from this field. And you remember yourself as a kid play these memories, these moments playing in your hometown?
Yeah, I do. Because I remember when I was like 8, 9, I was old. And I remember in school time, I scored some goals like, they will pick me up, they will be dreaming up and down, having some good memories here. And I can say I got a really support from my dad also. I was also good in school. Okay. So my mom wanted me to like focus on the school, but yeah, I wanted to play football because my dad really couldn't really make it to the top level. Yeah. So I wanted to play and make it to the top level and to make the family proud. Yeah.
Yeah, you wanted to make the big step, right? And how was handling between school and football?
Yeah, it was difficult. When I was young, it was just a normal thing because I would just go to school. When I closed from school, I would just go back to go to training. But when I get to the high level of school, it was difficult because to compare school and football, it was difficult. But I really wanted to choose one, because it wasn't easy. So I spoke to my dad. So even at the high school, I need to change my course. Yeah. Because when I was in school, I was doing science. And I need to change from science to business. So I'll get time to play football, yeah.
Cool. But are you thinking about something in business after the football career, or is it too early to talk about this now?
Yeah, I had something in mind. Yeah, because I've been with different coaches. And like most of the coaches I've been with, like before game and after game, they try to seek my knowledge about the game. So I felt like maybe I can be a video analyst. Okay. Like football. Okay. So I'm working on it. I went to the States and I spoke to some couple of people, and yeah, I will try to start maybe next year. I will try to start everything.
That's cool. So you still want it. It's normal that you want to stay in this field.
Yeah,
it's your own life. It's your family connection. It's pretty normal. But I was just thinking now about one thing, and I would like to hear your opinion. I had the chance to speak with a lot of players from Africa, and I always heard the same story. So I would like to hear your opinion. The dream every football player in Africa is to go out or to come to Europe. And they said that many times it's very difficult because it's not only connected to talent, it's a lot of things, it's a difficult process. So what was your story, Samuel?
Okay, for me, my story, like it was a little bit difficult, yeah, as you heard from like other football players from Africa, because Africa we get a lot of talent.
Yeah.
You can see because you've been in this job for a very long time, and you know the black players when they come to Europe, they are performing from big clubs and this, but to get a chance from Ghana or maybe from Africa to come to Europe is very, very difficult because I quite remember, I'm using myself as an example. I remember when, because I was born in Kumasi, that's the Ashanti part of Ghana, and that's why I started my football and everything, because my family lives in Kumasi. But you know, there were no chance because Accra was basically the capital of Ghana, and that's where they have the airport. So the agents who comes from Europe, when they are in Accra, they don't want to go to other regions. So it was like more difficult for the other regions to get a chance. So I can't remember when I was in high school, before I completed high school, I told myself, no, I'm not going to stay in Kumasi. I have to go to Accra. So I just picked my bag. I know nobody in Accra. So it's just like moving from the village to the city. So I just moved. I went to Accra, went to stay with a friend, you know.
Yeah.
So through there I got some coach, and that's where everything started. Yeah.
Was that tough when you moved from the village to
the
city?
Yeah, it was tough because when I came to the city before, first 2-3 months, it was very, very difficult for me because I knew nobody in Accra. So I was just putting like some couple of things on my WhatsApp status, like I'm in Accra, so whoever is here who is from my village can message me. So a friend contacted me and I went to stay with a friend. So their friend is called like Nyamiki. He's a very close friend. He introduced me to one coach in Accra, and he got me in a club in Accra. It's called Vision FC. So that's where the dream started. Yeah.
As I can hear, even if you were a kid, you were extremely mature and you had your goals in your head. And after that, your career started and your first destination actually was Serbia. But let's sit, grab some food and talk about this part.
All right, sure. Okay, thank you.
I said that before. It's been more than 10 years since you came here for the first time, and you still, you still remember that.
I remember everything.
What's like your stepping stone in your career?
Yeah, I would say it was my stepping stone. Yeah, because before I came to Serbia, I went to France, and that was 2013. That was 2013 because I played for one academy in Ghana, Red Bull Academy.
Okay.
So we had a tournament in France. And so I went to France. We were second on the tournament. We came back to Accra, and we have some little issue with the academy. So they closed. They closed the academy. So I need to come back to where I started again. That was the club I was playing, Accra Vision FC. So it's very, very difficult because to be in academy and to come back like to your old club is like you've been at the top and you're coming back down again. So it was a little bit difficult, but you know, I'm someone, I wanted to play football, and I'm someone like, I have my family at heart, and everything I'm doing, even as at now, I'm doing because of my family. So I want them to feel comfortable. I want them to, like, because what I went through, I don't want maybe my children or anybody to pass through the hardship. So I'm trying to do everything for them. So it came to a time I wanted to give up.
Yeah.
But I told myself, no, Sammy, you want to give up, you give up for what? You have the talent, no matter what happened, you can push yourself. And so I was there one day and my manager called me to his office, my agent was like, hey, Sammy, there's one guy from Serbia, he's an agent, and he wants you to come to Serbia. Do you want to go? I was like, yes, I want to, because to stay in Ghana and to go to Serbia is like, it's different because I'm leaving Africa to Europe. And before I didn't know anything about Serbia, nothing. Like, I didn't know anything about Serbia, so I need to go to Google and see where is Serbia.
Where is this country? Okay.
Where is this country?
Okay.
And so it just happened that I think I had my flight on the 6th of January 2014, and I was in Serbia 7th of January. So from the airport, they drove me from airport to Sodorica, and yeah, that's how
you came for Christmas.
Yeah, I came after Christmas. Yeah.
I was listening very carefully before when you were talking, and you said that you wanted to give up many times. That this is normal because this career, this field is a psychological war many times. What was the most difficult thing that you faced throughout your career? Because I think that your stories might be inspirational for younger players that are still, starting a career.
Yeah. So for me, I would say before I came to Serbia, I was like 17 and a half. So when I came to Serbia, 2014, January, on March, I got 18 years. So basically next month is my birthday. So it was difficult because I live all my life in Ghana with my family, with my friends and everything. So to live a country where you were being born, where you were being bred, have family, have friends, school, everything, to come to Europe to start a career, it was difficult because when I came to Serbia, first of all, different culture, different language, they don't speak, it's not like now, they don't speak English.
Yeah, it's a cultural shock.
And so it was difficult because for me, I need to adapt to the culture, food, and to learn the language also. So for me, it wasn't only about football. It was about playing football and learning other things. So it was very, very difficult because 10 years ago, Sodorica was very, very small, nothing really at all. Just one cafe center. From training, you'll be in the house, and so it was difficult. So when I came, registration was being done, and I couldn't get a chance to register, so I was with the young team. And we had a lot of couple of coaches. Today this coach, tomorrow this coach, and every coach who comes be like, hey, Sammy Ovusu, you are young, you have time, you can do this, you can do that. So they weren't giving me the chance. So it came to a time I felt like, okay, why did I even come to Europe?
This is the worst thing to hear him.
I came to play, but now I'm not playing. So it's better I go to where I want to play. So for my mind, I gave up. I wasn't giving 100% training, nothing, games, nothing else. So I just spoke to my manager. I want to come back to Ghana. I bought my ticket.
Really?
Yeah, I bought my ticket, everything. So the day I was supposed to go back to Ghana, I just wake up early in the morning and I call my manager. No, I don't want to come. No matter what happened, I want to stay. I've psyched my mind. I don't know what is going to happen in the future, but I want to play football, and that's the reason why I'm here. I'm going to make it, and that's how.
But did you talk to someone, or was only yourself? You were thinking,
yeah, I was talking to myself.
Okay.
I was having a lot of issues because I'm someone. Most of the time, even as at now, it's difficult for me to talk to people, what I'm going through. I try to figure out everything by my own self because I'm someone who's difficult to trust. Trust people, because the person you might tell your story today might be your enemy maybe next day, and you can maybe tell people about what you are going through. So I try to figure out everything by myself. So when I realized everything wasn't going well for me, then I spoke to my manager. This is what I'm going through. I want to I want to come back to Ghana because first of all, food was difficult for me. The language was difficult for me, and I came when it was very cold, you know, in January this time. Very, very cold. And 10 years ago in Sodorisa, snow, first time seeing snow, it was a whole lot to train in the snow and difficult and no salary, a whole lot of issues. So I was like, I came to Europe to find something for the family, but it's like I came from 0 to 0. Yeah. So I just want to go back to Ghana, and one day I told myself, no, I'm gonna stay, and I stayed, and everything was here.
Yeah, thank God you decided to stay, because after everything was like an upgrade.
Yeah.
Everything was an upgrade. So you played even in other teams before OFCA. You played in Chuka for many times.
Yeah,
right?
I played in Chuka
110 games.
Oh, yeah, 110
110 games, right? How do you recall that experience?
Yeah.
Yeah, why are you laughing?
Because you know, it's like yesterday, you know. Because I remember when I came to Chuka as a kid, you know, and I left Chuka as a legend of the club, you know, because I had a very good season. Because I came when Lalatovic was there. Lalatovic was my first coach in Chuka, and before Simon Krunic, now in Ofeke with me. And I had a very good season with Lalatovic and Krunic. And that season I went to the national team. Like, for me, it was one of the best year of my life in my career now. That was 2019. And I was called into the senior national team of Ghana, the Blasters. And from the Blasters I got transferred to Saudi Arabia. So, yeah.
We were talking about, you mentioned Saudi Arabia, and you went twice,
I went twice, yeah, from Chuka, yeah.
How was there? Because now it's getting very popular lately, Saudi Arabia. So how was that experience? Did you enjoy that?
Yeah. I really enjoyed. Yeah, because as I told you, my life has been about me and fighting for my family. So I told myself, like, you know, when I was leaving from Chuka to Saudi Arabia, to Majma, that was where the club was. One city, it was close to the capital city, Riyadh, like a 1-hour drive. So I need to learn to know about the city, and you know, they don't speak English, Arabic, and this. But I've already been in Sodorisa. I've went
trauma from Sodorisa.
Whenever I remember Sodorisa, it's not like a trauma, but I feel like Sodorisa has made me who I am now.
Yeah.
Because I can never talk about my career without talking about Sodorisa.
Make you strong.
It make me strong, very, very, very strong. Because it came to a time in Sodorisa, I need to go off life for even 1 year. I wasn't using phone, I wasn't talking to my family, I wasn't doing this, just to concentrate.
Yeah.
And move from Sodorisa, and it helped me. So go to Saudi Arabia, I was already in Belgrade, the capital city. Before I came to Chuka, I went to Turkey. Yeah, so I was growing, I was having experience how to be in a different country, different culture, the food. So when I was going to Saudi Arabia, it wasn't difficult.
Okay.
It wasn't difficult because for me, I felt like I'm doing this for myself and my family, and it was a good offer also. So I was like, okay, fine, let me just go. Maybe I can do something better for myself and the family through this offer. So I went, and it was okay. But when I went there, it wasn't much popular like now, Ronaldo, and
Yeah, now it's getting crazy. But yeah, before was because the first time you went was like 5-6 years?
5 years ago.
Yeah, 5 years ago that was just starting.
They were just starting, yeah.
Now it's like another dimension when it comes to football, and even other sports are raising right now, but football is the number one, of course, in Saudi Arabia. So, and let's talk about OFCA. So you really like Serbia, Samuel. You came back every time.
I came back every time.
You came back every time. And now with OFCA, you know how we call them romantic. I know you speak Serbian as well, but you don't want to speak. I know, and I respect that. It's not a problem. But you're doing very good this season. This season, it's started very good for you guys, and you have the potential and the chance to make something unique for the team this season. So tell me first, let's begin from the start. So why did you want to come back to Serbia and why did you choose Ofka?
Yeah, okay. Basically, when I went back to Saudi from Chuka, yeah. So I was done with the season, and I went to Ghana for holiday, and from there I went to the States to see my family, my friends. So, and I was having a good communication with Simo Kronic, because I was with him in Chuka, and with Simon I had the best, let's say the best season of my career, and we had this good communication. Yeah, so I went back and I was talking to him and I was like, hey, Ovusu, as a coach, because he called me son, and I call him Tata, like in Serbian, like, you know. So he was like, hey, this is Sine. I'm now with Ofeke. You want to come? I said, for you, everything, I will do everything for you. I want to. And he was like, oh, but you know, you're a big player, you're standard, maybe Ofeke cannot give you the salary you want and this. I said, no, with you, I don't care about the money. Whatever they want to give me, I'm okay. I just want to come. I just want to play football. I just want to help you win. And maybe, I don't know what is going to happen in the future. Maybe through here, a good season, I can go to another club or whatever happens. So I just spoke to him and he said, okay, fine. He's going to speak to the board of the club. And he spoke to them and they fixed everything. And so I just came here.
It seems that has been a very good choice because I understand the team is doing very good.
Great, yeah.
You bring a lot of great players. The chemistry looks amazing. And tell me, what do you think about your teammates? How is the chemistry in the locker room?
Yeah, I think for me, the chemistry, the team is very, very good since I came. Yeah, we have a lot. I think maybe Ofeke now is one of the teams with young players, because even from the starting 11, even yesterday game, I think maybe Sasha Markovic and me, like the oldest in the club, because Sasha is like 30 plus and I'm 29. So I think we are the oldest in the club and the others like 23, 21, like 18. Yeah. So I think we have good players, we have young players, energetic, and the chemistry is good. They try to listen to us. And this is the most important thing, because I always tell them, I was once in their age. I was once 18 years. I was once 22 years. And football is not only about playing football. It's about playing, respecting the old players and listening to the old players, because they've been there, they have the experience, and they can push you to be a top player. So I think like they are trying to listen. You know, it's difficult like with this generation and this, but on the field, like we are trying to, with the older players, we're trying to push them. And I think that we're having a good season. Everybody's talking about Feke, because to come from 3rd league to the Premier League and now on the 4th of the table, then I think like, we are doing amazing. Yeah.
Do you like this role, to be one of the oldest, to be like the mentor of the team? Do you like to have this responsibility?
Yeah. I think for me, like, it's a big responsibility for me, because I know most of the young players, like, they count on me, and when they find difficult in some aspect, they try to come to me. They be like, Ovusu, what do you think about this, about that? So I'll just lose the little experience and what I know, just to help them, because professionally, this year is my 11 years being a football player. So I think I have the experience. I've met a lot of people. I've played with some big players and this. So I think I've learned a lot, and I can also teach them and to be a top player. Yeah.
Naša taktika je biti bonus, dobrodošlice.
Majke mi ne mogu da se odlučim.
Ja biram dobrodošlicu, puno voća.
Zato ja biram dnevni cashback.
Samo u Soccerbetu. Igraj i uživaj u bonusu koji izabereš. Soccerbet. Pravi bonusi na pravom mestu. Za prave igrače.
Because you've been in this league for many years with pauses, but you know very good the players, the team, everybody. Do you think that the Super League changed throughout the years, that a level is higher, lower? Say, what do you think?
For me, I think it has changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has changed, because I remember 2016. Yep. 2015, 2016 was my first year in the Super League. That was year in the Super League.
Yeah.
And that moment we don't have VAR, and now we have VAR. So I think like there are a lot of changes in in the league is developing, because I think before a lot of people don't know about the Serbian league.
Okay.
By now, because of Red Star, Partizan, they are playing like Europe and this, so everybody know about like Serbian league. So because now even my country, when I talk about Serbia, I be like Red Star, Partizan, because they score Liverpool, they be like, you know, they did a good season. So I think like the football is developing, and I think, let's say, Red Star, Partizan, and other clubs, they are bringing the name of Serbia and football. Yeah, very happy. Yeah.
Samuel, thank you so much
Yeah,
for this talk. I wish you all the best in this season, for you personally, for the team, to reach your goal, guys. And to wrap up, would you like to send a message to the audience? This came over here.
Okay.
Short message. Don't need to be long. It's very short, this part.
Yeah. I want to say a big thank you to you and your crew, and I want to tell my fans who will be watching. I'm doing my best, you know, and I want you guys to support me, to support my current club of Belgrade. We're having an amazing season, and we're gonna promise you guys we will do everything to make the fans of Ofeke happy, and by the end of the season we're gonna go to Europe. Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.